So here is why it is very important to be as natural as you can be and live life in the way that you know you should be living it. I'm going to give you some feedback and examples here. I cannot make it more clear, and I've made this very clear and apparent. The best way to live life is by telling the truth, is by doing unto others, is by doing what you know is right, not manipulating in a bad way certain things. Manipulation in itself is not bad. It's when you use it in an improper manner to where it becomes an issue. So with and you need to be as authentic as you can be with yourself. Realize this. Pay attention to these things because you can feel this within you when you're not being authentic. You can feel this within you when you're doing things you know you shouldn't be doing. You can feel this in you when you're not telling the truth about certain things or you're not doing things in the right way. You can tell. You just got to pay attention. And with this in itself comes you can connect with God or the universe, or again, I don't care what you say, dude. You can connect with God, the universe, your true self. Insert whatever word you want to use. And when you're connected with that thing, I don't want to say a thing. When you're connected with that, life is a fairy tale. It's magic. Everything works out beautifully. You're in the moment. You're just looking around, enjoying life, and appreciating everything. Then, what I have noticed is me, for an example. I will do certain things that will disconnect that to a degree. Meaning, I think it is very important not to put too much stuff into your body. That was a grave error I'd made over the years. And truthfully speaking, looking back at it, I believe that was what caused my disenchantment with reality within itself, was the substances I was putting into my body. But see, this is a catch-22 and a complete and utter paradox, because I don't know. I think I probably I don't know. See, it seems like I probably needed it at the time to get by and to survive. But I can also see how it's played a huge, 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 huge issue in my life, man. Like, the drugs is what I would, dude. It's like drugs and religion slash spirituality are two things that are tricky, meaning that like drugs can be used, if used properly, can be healing and beneficial and amazing. Drugs, if used to escape reality or used in a manner that is detrimental to you, or overdoing it, or again, things you know you shouldn't be doing that you do, it's all contributing to the disconnect you feel from God. And it sucks. So what I've noticed is it's almost like it's a balancing act between you and the ego. And what we've done over the years is we have shortened the gap dramatically to the point that it's almost like it's starting to touch. And then once it touches, it molds and becomes one. So you've probably heard me say that you need multiple perspectives in life, right? Like, you need them. Because you would be delusional just to look at life through one perspective. I'm going to give you an example. Let's say that you were born into a Christian household, and right from the get-go, let's say that you were born into a I don't like talking about this stuff, obviously, but here we are talking about it because it's examples I can use. I'm trying to put this in your face and show you how bullshit it is so you can separate yourself from it. Do you understand? But let's continue. Let's say that you were born into a primarily conservative and Christian household. And I'm going to use a different version. Don't worry, if you're a conservative Christian, I'm not attacking you. Or you were born into an atheistic household that was like super liberal. Now, like, dude, if you believe that either one of those are correct in the way they're looking at things and the way that it is, and that's right, you're fucking your life up. You are completely messing your life up and missing the point of life in general. You would be completely delusional, insane, or at the very least arrogant. You may not be delusional because a lot of the things you say, are not delusional. They are spot on accurate, scary accurate even. But you would be severely arrogant not to do a little bit of science and verify the stuff you say. That's how mistakes are made. So, you have to have different perspectives. But the ultimate goal here is to get all these perspectives, snatch them all at once, and make one vision. Unified vision. Unified perspective. That's what has happened. That's what's happening in the process of happening and pretty much completed. Now, so the ultimate goal, depending on what you're looking for in life, is to connect with God and live life in the manner that you know it should be lived. And that's completely up to your discretion, by the way. Just because I've came to certain conclusions and realize things does not mean you have to do lists. Like, do you understand? But ultimately, at the end of the day, I can tell you this: peace of mind and love are the most important things. Family and friends are crucial. And then money. Dude, you're delusional if you don't think money's needed. At least the way this is set up right now. So, you shouldn't fixate on money. You shouldn't obsess over it. But if you truly believe money does not play a factor here, then you are lying to yourself. The way this is currently structured and ran, money is crucial. So, I would quite enjoy, experiencing reality the way it should be experienced fully. And see, this is set up, dude, in such a way to where it's a fucking balancing act. Do you understand? So you can look at this in two different ways. You can look at this in a way that you can look at it from an ego state of mind or a higher self state of mind. And the best way to live life is to understand you're connected with everything and everyone. You understand you have an ego, but you disconnect from that ego enough to where for one, you're good with yourself and you have set in place boundaries, but you're so trusting and in love with life, yourself, and reality that you just go with the flow and you're connected with it. You feel connected with everyone and everything. So that's how I would enjoy life, and it's a balancing act, and I need to start taking my own advice to a huge extent here, because I accuse people of not being themselves and running around with a mask on and lying to themselves. And I do the same thing. I only do it with one thing, though. I only do it with one thing. And it's not even a thing, it's a person. And listen, I'm absolutely not trying to get emotional and like boo hoo. Because this ain't boo hoo or anything, but really take my advice on this. Please. Please take my advice on this. Be brutally honest with everyone about everything. I don't, if someone means something to you and you care about them a lot, tell them, because you can let your ego and pride fuck a lot of things up, dude. And unfortunately, the way this is right now, people fucking die. And I don't really mean, I don't know what I mean, but people fucking die here. Meaning you see them one day and you might not see them the next. And I don't know why fucking pride and ego gets in the way like that. And I don't know why I just can't be honest with this person. It feels to me like this person's not like honest with me and open with me. And they try to put up a wall and then play a game. And then I in turn react and do the same thing. And it sucks because I love this person a lot and I fucked up pretty badly in certain regards. But this person is not innocent, obviously. And I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. Like, well, I do know what to do. Just be honest and tell the truth because this is like fucking me up. But I also don't. It's just pride and ego getting in the way. And probably fear of rejection because I feel like this person is not honest with themselves or me. And it's very unfortunate. It's very unfortunate. Because I've let this eat at me and eat at me and eat at me. And there's been so many times that I could have just told the truth. And there's been so many times that it was pretty much presented to me and asked me if certain things were still there, and I lied. I lied. But I don't think I consciously lied at the time. Like, I truly believe. I truly believe that I believed it. Does that make sense to you? It's like, dude, I'm not saying that I set out and intentionally lied to this person and was like, oh, blah, 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 blah. I'm not saying that. However, what I am saying is I truly believed my own bullshit at the time. And this is a long video. It is what it is. We're going to talk for a minute. But believing your own bullshit it can be a good thing or a bad thing. Meaning, well, nah, believing your own bullshit ain't good. You should believe in yourself, and you should believe positive and amazing things about you. In fact, you should probably believe some things that you think are fairy tales and magic and impossible. Listen, dude. It would benefit you greatly to let go. It would benefit you greatly to stay anchored in this moment and to look at this with childlike wonder. Benefit you greatly. Because, again, I'm not backing down from magic, shrill, and anything's possible. If you've paid attention, you can verify anything's possible. Because what we're doing right now is very, very impossible. If you've thought this through enough. So, but yet here we are doing it. So, if you believe your own bullshit, you're fucked. In many ways, dude. Because let me break this down for you. I truly believed I was in hell. I believed this was jail. I believed this was some prison planet. I believed this was like I was being tortured or punished for something I'd done previously. I believed that Christian Bible, dude, to the T almost. And I believed I was in a coma. I believed people were trying to fuck me over. I believed I couldn't trust anyone. I got so scared, man. I believed my own bullshit and it scared me. Do you know how fucked up it would be to be all alone? Like, you need to get good with yourself and be good being alone. Like, be good with yourself. So we're like, you can sit with yourself and you're good. But being all alone fucking sucks. Why would you want that? No one wants that. And then there's this bullshit that it's like, oh, you're strong if you're alone. Like, you're strong to make it on your own. You need to have the fucking strength to get good with yourself and quit running from yourself and appreciate and understand yourself. But you don't want to be alone. That defeats the whole purpose of life. By the way, that's a cop-out. That's a fucking cop-out. What takes real strength is trusting people. What takes real strength is communication. What takes real strength is building relationships with people and learning to coexist with each other. That's what takes strength. Not putting up walls and fucking secluding yourself. That don't take strength. That's incredibly easy to do. Incredibly easy. So, it's essentially life's beautiful, man. But you have to be open and honest. And you have to be your authentic self. And you have to say fuck fear and walk with faith. You have to. And here's the thing that's fucking everybody up, honestly. It's overthinking. Thinking serves a purpose. Overthinking is detrimental. Again, believing your own bullshit is detrimental. This is something I did. I'm going to end this because we're about 20 minutes in. This is what I did, and it was incredibly fucked up, dude. Like, I was so afraid that people were going to die and be ripped out of my life again that I refused to let them in. And I refused to love them, and I refused to open up. And since I did that, I put on a mask. I put on a mask with myself in reality, and I was not open and honest a lot of my life. I'm not saying I was a manipulative liar. I just wasn't honest. I didn't let people in. I didn't communicate well. I suffered in silence, you can say. And that's not something you want to do. It's horrible, in fact. So, just be yourself and be honest with people. Like, my ego was so over inflated and deflated at the same time that it was the biggest paradox ever. And so I was not, again, open and honest and communicated properly with other people. And I don't even know why, other than I was trying to protect myself, and that's what I thought I had to do or needed to do. And that, again, that messed a lot of things up for me. It messed a lot of relationships up. It messed a lot of friendships up. It messed a couple of the most important relationships I've ever had here up. And it sucks. Because I was so afraid. I was so afraid of what people thought of me. I was so afraid of how people interpreted me, and I was so afraid of what could possibly happen to other people, aka meaning death, that it was almost like I put walls up and just refused to let anyone get close to me. And then it's because I was so hurt by certain things that happened in my life. A lot of it I did to myself, or put up with, that I didn't need to or shouldn't have, that I just was not me. I don't know how to explain it to you. I was not me. I was some character of myself. It was like I was the opposite of myself. And I don't know what to say or think about that, dude, because, and I'm going to say this with the risk of sounding crazy because I don't care. It's like part of my life feels like a dream that I was watching and not having any say-so or control over. So it was almost like I was watching a movie and watching it play out. And then here recently, it's like I've been able to step into this and enjoy it and to make decisions, conscious decisions and stuff. And I'm not using this as any excuse for any of my behavior or actions, or the way I talked or what I did or the way I came across. I'm not. It is what it is. I did that. I accept that. I forgive myself, and I no longer conduct myself in that manner. But I just wasn't me. I wasn't me. And it was like I was watching things instead of living. And I know that sounds like a cop out. I know it does. I know it sounds like a cop out, but it's the absolute truth. And I don't necessarily know what to say or do about it, because it's like I can feel it that this is almost me. It's like there's days to where I'm me, almost in all my glory, and I can feel it, and it's beautiful and amazing. And then it's just like there's days to where I can tell that's not me really, and it's like slips of old stories I told myself, or old programming, or old experiences resurfacing, and then I go into survival mode to a degree. And again, love and compassion are the answer, but You also need a little bit of discipline involved. A loving discipline, not a tyrannical discipline. So I'm going to end this here. It's 25 minutes. I've not been on here in a minute. But it is a game of form and the play of life. It's the game of form in the play of life. I'm you talking to you. Consider me a time traveler. This is going to be the best way I can explain this to you. Consider me a time traveler that's able to exist in different dimensions at once, and that's able to experience time the way it really is, and that has done this and experienced this. Just humor me in this. Like, you don't have to believe me blindly, but humor me that I'm telling you the truth. And realize I've not fucking lied to you about anything. Everything I've claimed this to be is true. Everything that I've said is going to happen happens. And you should really question why there's been a delay in this. Do you understand? Like, if I'm you talking to you, and I'm from the future, and we set this up in a way that is enjoyable and fun, and like you want to experience it the way you want to experience it, do you not think that we would have set in place safety measurements, safety nets, and things of this nature to make sure that we were taken care of and we did this the right way and the proper way? So, unfortunately, you put your spin on some things, and it's caused a lot of unneeded suffering. But everything I've proclaimed is true and accurate. Have you ever thought that maybe you set this up for you to get your shit together? And I don't mean be perfect. I just mean quit telling yourself shit. And quit being untrust, like, and make sure you trusted this in yourself and loved yourself in this, and you made sure that you were doing it with the right people, and you made sure that it was set up to where it was you went through a little bit of you went through hell to enjoy heaven, to actually enjoy heaven for what heaven is. And in order to do this, you just had to chip away at your ego, chip away at the things preventing you from actually enjoying this and loving this. A lot of it was just what you believed, the way you talked to yourself, how you viewed other people, how you communicated, your relationship with yourself and others, things you were putting into your body, entertainment, programming you were watching and not being aware of what it was really doing to you. So, like, dude, please put these pieces together. It's like you're right here at it. You're fucking looking at it. It's like you're standing on a mountain of gold, and you're so close to the mountain of gold, you don't realize you're on the fucking gold. You're right here at the gold, dude. Be honest with everyone about everything. and you understand who I'm talking about. It's not really everyone about everything. It's be honest. Because regret's a bitch. Regret is a bitch. Fear is a bitch. Pride and ego are bitches. Your ego's not a bitch. Your ego you should love and appreciate and accept and mold back into you. Make it one again. You not. However, ego in the way that I'm framing it in this scenario would be a bitch. So, and it's not really a bitch, dude. There's obvious reasons why it is the way it is or was the way it was. But realize it, man. You're not a fucking victim. Realize this. You shouldn't feel sorry for yourself. You should be open and honest. You shouldn't think you're too good for shit or bad. And I'm not saying any of this. I'm just saying this is what ego in the regards I'm referring to it right now is. So let's get rid of that thing. No, we're not getting rid of your ego. Please understand this. It's we're uniting and returning home. So, and this is what we do. We create illusions. We create illusions. It does not mean this is not real. When I say the word illusion, do not automatically believe that this is not real. I'm not saying that this is not real. I'm saying it is not what you perceived it to be originally. You still treat it very real. We tell stories. I don't mean we're lying. When I say the word story, I do not mean, oh, he's telling a story, he's making some No. I'm saying we tell stories, carefully crafted stories that you have freedom throughout to change as you see fit. And then we snap out of it, meaning we snap out of the illusion and the delusion of what we thought this was, the way it was presented to us. And then we return home, true self, realizing where we're at and what we're doing. And then that's when the magic happens. That's when you snap out of backwards ass shit show land and you enter true reality, paradise, nirvana, heaven, Silver City. Now, home. That's when you return there. And that is when the magic happens. And that is when you can set the fuck back and enjoy life. You understand? I'm going to end this with this. I said earlier in this video that it felt like there was parts of my life to where I didn't have any say, and I was just watching it unfold, wasn't really making conscious decisions. Now, listen. You kind of want that with your life. You want to be able to sit back and let life, like, amaze you and surprise you, and you make the conscious decisions of what you want in life. And then, but you can build up a relationship that is so intimate with yourself and reality that you can maneuver this place effortlessly with ease. So, again, you do not, and we don't ever want to return to a state of frickin' seeming like this is just thrown at you and you have nothing to do with it. And it's just like unconscious decisions. But we do want to be able to trust this and let life present us with things and us make conscious decisions to enjoy it. It has to be it's a round table. It's no one is more than the other. So, I love you. I love you. I want to make this very clear. I love you.